Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, May 23rd. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, hanging out with my compadres this morning. I got my guy TC Stills, and I got the lovely, the one and only Miss Grace Monroe. Folks, how are we doing this morning?
The Yankees win.
There you go, Grace.
We're the most bipolar fan base maybe ever. We're like, the season's over, everything's ruined. The next day, we're like, we're going to the World Series. But hey, we're passionate. We love it, and I'm feeling good because the Yankees won last night. Juan Soto was a freak, and Verdugo made me. I text you guys. I'll let everybody in the chat know. I text you guys last night during the game right after Verdugo hit that home run. And I said, Alexa, play Never Can Say Goodbye by the Jackson 5. Because I am so attached to Alex Verdugo. I don't know how I'm going to say goodbye at the end of the season if that's what is going to happen, which I think probably is. But TC, what about you?
Oh, it's always a good day after the Yankees win, but no, good. I'm glad to be back. It was off Tuesday, and you guys had a great show. As always, Damian filling in. But yeah, Yankees got back in the win column. Happy days again. And
yes,
what can you say about Juan Soto?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Juan Sotito, ay Dios mío. I want to say shout out to everybody that's in the building. If you're watching us on Instagram, if you're watching us on the Elon Musk machine, formerly known as Twitter, click the link in the bio, jump on over to YouTube, and join us for the conversation. I'm on Instagram right now. Shout out to Morris County Card Show, who is in the building. Again, let's do a little bit of the roll call. My guy Anthony Garcia is in the building. My guy Veteran Capybara is in the building. Big time Jerry Cadell is in the building. Mikey Mazza in the 4 Train Express. My brother On Dios NYK is in the building. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Like always, if you guys love supporting us, smack the like button, hit the subscribe button, interact with the emojis on the bottom right-hand side of the chat, and let's get into a good conversation. Because like Grace said, Juan Soto showed up. And if Juan Soto showed up, that means we have to have the conversation. Because Hal Steinbrenner, he came out yesterday with some quotes. People are taking 1 or 2 lines out of a quote, and they're losing their minds. After the Yankees lost 2 games in a row, right? Hal Steinbrenner talked about the payroll. And Yankee fans need to understand that you cannot operate with a payroll over the luxury tax and call yourself a winning organization. I get it. I understand that. And then Yankee fans just started losing their minds. We got to understand. When the conversation is coming up of Juan Soto and Hal Steinbrenner and the contract, we have to take our fan glasses and we got to put that to the side. You got to understand this is business at the end of the day. TC, if me and you were conducting business, we're having a standoff, me, you, and Grace Monroe, why the hell would I come out and just lay out all my cards on the table and say, you know what, TC, I'm going to give you whatever you want. I'm just going to give you a blank check and you just tell me whatever figure you want. That's not good negotiation tactics. That's not good business. And for all you Met fans out there that's talking, oh, well, Uncle Steve Cohen is going to come in with his big paycheck and just pay Juan Soto. The same thing that happened to you guys this offseason with Yamamoto is the same thing that's going to happen with Juan Soto. The Mets will be in the conversation. You know why they're going to be in the conversation? To leverage the contract so Juan Soto could get a better contract that suits him. He's not going to be in the contract negotiation because he wants to go to the Mets. No, he will be a fool if he says, you know what, I'm going to leave all these beautiful fans in right field. I'm going to leave the legacy of the pinstripes. I'm going to leave everybody that's here who's falling in love. I'm going to leave you guys, and I'm going to go over to Queens, and I'm going to join the Mets, who right now have the 7th worst record in Major League Baseball. That's the team that I want to attach myself with for the next 10 to 15 years. Grace, what's your thoughts? And then throw it over
Hector,
to
you came in hot today. You were like, and first of all, and first, second, and third of all, I got something to say. I love it. I actually didn't know if we would agree on what Hal said, but I do agree with you. I think it was a combination of some posturing for the future negotiations of Juan Soto's contract. And I also think you have to take into into consideration the context of the room where he was speaking. He was speaking to a room filled with other Major League Baseball owners who have imposed the luxury tax to penalize teams like the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Mets, who continually can and do flex their financial strength and get whatever players they want. If those MLB owners, the other ones, knew that the luxury tax wasn't that big of a deal, they would be very upset. They would raise the luxury tax. We already know Hal Steinbrenner hates the luxury tax, as he should. They would do something else. He has to act like, oh, it's hurting us. Oh, we could barely survive. Like, whether it's true or not, he has to act like that because it's made to be a penalty. It's like when your mom grounds you and you're like, I didn't have any plans this weekend anyway. You know what I mean? But you're not going to act like that because then your mom will be like, oh, okay, and you're doing the laundry and you're doing the dishes and you're doing the trash and... So no, you're like, oh no, mom, okay, oh, sorry. And you go to your room and you're like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's a bit of it that's posturing, a bit of it that is said for the good of the club, not to show all your cards, like you said, Hector, and not only not to show all your cards to sports agents like Scott Boras or whoever, but also to the other MLB owners. Okay? And here's my bottom line with this Hal Steinbrenner thing. Actions speak louder than words, right? We say that all the time. Has Hal ever shown an action that he's not willing to spend money? No.
Like the same thing that happened with Aaron Judge when Hal Steinbrenner he called in from his yacht in Italy in the river in the ocean in Italy. He came through and he got that thing done. And he's going to be in the Maltese this off season or whatever foreign place that I don't have the money to get to. He's going to make sure that deal's done. Go ahead, Grace. Keep cooking. My fault.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Actions speak louder than words. We have never seen Hal back down from somebody that he wanted to get. We saw what he tried to do with Yamamoto. We saw what he's going to try to do with Juan Soto. He's fully aware of how much Juan Soto is going to cost. He's not an idiot. And he has continually shown us with his actions, like you said, with Judge, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You can ad nauseum, you can show all the examples, okay? He's just leaning into our farm system, which I think is a good thing, you know? And I think everybody... Don't freak out. The Mets are grasping at straws, and and it's all good. I'm not upset about what Hal said.
No, and listen, Yankee fans, you gotta be out of your mind if you guys think that Hal Steinbrenner is gonna let Juan Soto not only leave but go across town to his rival, to the team that he's trying to beat for the back pages. He's not gonna let that happen. You know what I got. My takeaway was, we're gonna keep Juan Soto. Rizzo's gone. Verdugo's gone. Gleyber Torres, you gone, my guy. You're gone, right? But he didn't signal that Juan Soto was leaving, right? And even with Juan Soto, when he was with the Nationals, he turned down 7 to 9 different contract negotiations with both the Nationals and the Padres and said, no, I'm not willing to have a conversation. He has said openly in several different post-game interviews, with the media, I'm willing to sit down and have a conversation. He's not saying I want to wait till the offseason. He's signaling, no, I'm ready to sit down and have a conversation. If Hal wants to talk, he knows who my agent is. He could call my agent. He's not saying, no, I'm going to just wait till the offseason and weigh out my options. He's openly signaling to the Yankees, Hal, you know Scott Boras' number. Give him a call. Go ahead, TC. My fault, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys make all good points. I mean, the Yankees Hal has to make it look like, we're poor. We can't do anything. Last year, Hector, you did all the numbers. You showed how much the Yankees make. I mean, it's ridiculous that they're going to penny pinch. Oh, we're over the luxury tax. Oh my God, we can't make it. They're struggling to make ends meet. Come on. We all know that's all just smoke and mirrors and just a bunch of BS. So, Juan Soto's their objective this year is to keep Juan Soto. I mean, that's a point blank period. That's it. Everyone else, sorry, Grace, Verdugo's probably gone. Gleyber, I think you'll be happy that Gleyber's gone. Rizzo, But
gone.
the Mets aren't, the Mets are there, the Dodgers, they're all there just to raise the value. That's all he's there for. Soto's going to get his money. He doesn't want to leave New York. I mean, ultimately he's telling the agent, I want to be in New York, make it happen. I'll even take a discount. He's going to get his money, If $550 is a discount, over 14 years, then so be it. But he's going to be here.
I just want to touch on that because I see a lot of people throwing out there, and I'm guilty of it as well. And LI Yankee King, because we was having conversations and stuff. The $700 million contract, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna get $700 million because the only reason Shohei Ohtani got $700 million because he's two positions. Two positions. That's why he's going to get the $700 million. Now he may get the AAV.
He deferred a lot of the money.
He deferred a lot of it. He may get the record-setting AAV, $45-50 million a season. That may be what it is for Scott Boras and Juan Soto. But I think what signals to Yankee fans, right? And I'm gonna try to stay on track. Just listen to what I'm saying. Yesterday, alongside the Hal Steinbrenner news that came out and his quotes that came out, you know what else came out with New York sports? Rumors came out that Jalen Brunson, the leader of the Knicks, the franchise player for the New York Knicks, he has the possibility to wait till next year to sign a massive contract extension of $270 million. He's already signaled, no, I want to sign that contract extension this offseason so I can stay with my team, so my team can have money to free up and go sign people. Jalen Brunson is willing to leave $117 million on the table so he could stay with the New York Knicks. I think right there, that signals to Juan Soto, New York sports athletes, we are different, right? And look at all the love Jalen Brunson has been getting. I know it's not going to persuade Juan Soto to sign for 100. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is this could be a good thing that sits in the back of his head, like, hey, he wants to stay in New York. He gets loved by the Knicks fan. You know what? 10 years may not be bad, and with a proper contract for the New York Yankees. If you guys are hearing what I'm
money
saying.
ain't everything, right? Money ain't everything.
Again, Jalen Brunson's leaving $117 million on the table. On the table. When was the last time you guys heard a professional athlete willing to leave $117, $120 million on the table? That's guaranteed to him. I know I feel I got PTSD because I can't talk Knicks anymore. We don't have the Knicks show anymore because
Aaron Judge.
Sorry about that.
Aaron Judge left some money on the table when he decided to come back to the Yankees. I mean,
there you go.
He didn't want to go to the Giants. He didn't want to go to the Padres. He decided to come back to the Yankees. He left some money. It wasn't $117 million, but it was still a chunk of change. You know what I'm saying? So
let me shout out folks in the chat. My guy H.O. is in the building. Shout out to my guy H.O. from Yankee Twitter. Of course, Macho King is in the building. Our favorite friend, Macho King, is in the building. Anna Marie is in the building as well. Anna Marie said earlier, Grace, when you was talking about getting on punishment, she said, I never got on punishment. I was a good girl, Grace. I don't know about you. That's what Anna Marie said. Shout out to my guy, Anthony Garcia, who is in the building. Anthony Garcia, what it do? Salute, salute, salute. And of course, Stephen B. And then our friend Damian Serrano just popped backstage. So let me switch up the setup so Damian could join us for this conversation real quick. Just give me 2 segundos so I can switch it up. There we go. Now, Damian, I'm gonna bring you up. Damian, the fly guy. How you doing, my guy?
Good morning, brother. Good morning. It's Grace TC chat. What's going on?
What's up,
what it do? What
Hector,
it do? Good morning,
my guy. Good morning, man. It's another beautiful day out here.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
good show Tuesday. Thanks, Damian, for filling in, man. You did
absolutely,
a
brother.
Job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So,
for you, CC.
Since we're talking about Juan Soto, let me bring up the graphic right now.
Yeah.
Right. Juan Soto on the season, he had 2 bombs yesterday. He has a .313 batting average, 13 home runs, 40 RBIs, and a .979 OPS. This is what Juan Soto, he told SNY Yankees. Juan Soto was asked about his relationship and how it has grown with Yankee fans. Juan Soto said, it's unbelievable. I just got to turn around and they go crazy. I know there's a lot of Dominicans. They all want me to say hi. I just try to say hi to everybody. Not only will Hal Steinbrenner come with the big bucks, but Yankee fans that are in right field this season so far and the amount of games we played, dating back to spring training, they knew the assignment. And the assignment was you show up to right field and you praise this man. You make it hard for him not to leave. And starting in spring training to now, I'm at several Yankee games, and during the game, I lose count how many times he turns around to interact with the fans. Yankee fans that are sitting in right field, Yankee fans that are at the stadium, Yankee fans that were at spring training. You understood the assignment and you did it well. Damien, I'll throw it over to you first since you just kicked it. What's your thoughts on Soto, bro? Go ahead.
Soto's going to be a Yankee for life. Anybody thought Hal's comments from yesterday was going to deter that contract is out of their minds. Listen, Hal didn't come back. Hal didn't come over last week and say he's willing to do what he never does and have contract talks in the middle of the season not to sign him. So we're going to squash that right now. The Yankees, Hal's comments yesterday, I kind of want to touch on that really quick. Hal's comments yesterday don't mean anything because they're still going to spend money, right? And I think Hal and the Yankees realize the mistakes they've made through the years. The number one mistake, Aaron Judge should have had an extension 3 years ago, not when he hit free agency. Brian Cashman cost the Yankees, Hal cost himself probably roughly $60-70 million just on that contract alone. Now, you look at organizations like the Braves, right? What do? They got good young core players. What do? They sign them to contracts, low AAV, high years. Why? Facts is, the Yankees are going to learn from that. They're going to start doing things like that, a la Anthony Volpe, Luis Hill, so on and so forth. So Hal making these statements doesn't mean that the Yankees are going to backtrack and just become this low income type of team. What they're going to do is start working smart, not hard, right? They're going to spend their money wisely. So now they're going to start kind of taking, this is a copycat league. We all know that. Every team copycats in some way, some shape, form of another. So the Yankees are going to start spending money wisely, start locking down their great prospects. Listen, we got a pool that are sitting there waiting and itching to come up. Fans, you guys got to choose. You want the high price players that are not going to be able to handle New York, or are you going to choose what you've been screaming for and allowing these young kids who we have sitting in the pool waiting to come up to play with the core of Judge, Soto, Cole, so on and so forth. So what they're doing is they're building a future the same way they did in the 90s. They built the future. They locked these guys down. Once free agency came, they got paid, except they're going to start giving these guys their money when they're younger instead of waiting until the cost is through the roof to sign them. So on that note, guys, talk yourself off the ledge. Soto will be a Yankee for life.
Yankee fans, you got to go outside and touch grass. Reality is real. Like the mother nature is something that we grew up interacting with as children. Right. So as adults, go outside and touch some grass. But Damien, while you was going off, I just heard the echoes of Twitter. I just heard the echoes of Facebook and Instagram when you brought up the prospects. And I just heard, wah, Damien, but we had Clint Frazier. Wah, Damien, but we had other prospects, Miguel Andujar, that never turned out. Wah. You remember Chance Adams? He was supposed to be Roger Clemens. Wah, wah, wah. I bring that up. You like the impression?
I love it. I love it. It sounds just like
it. I bring that up to tell you, the three prospects that I just named, we have a plethora of prospects. Clint Frazier, no matter if you loved his sneaker game, no matter what, he was never ranked as high as Spencer Jones. Point blank, period. You could fight with Twitter space all you want, fight with the air. That's never going to change, right? When you look at Chance Adams, yes, Chance Adams was our top pitching prospects. We have several top pitching prospects. We're not just relying on one. Chase Hampton was supposed to be the top dog. He went down with surgery. Will Warren has stepped up. Tristan Verling has stepped up. The guy that I interview, I'm dropping that over the next few hours. I'll be dropping that interview. Brock Selvage as well. So I get it. Prospects at the end of the day, they're like the Willy Wonka golden ticket. You hope to find one that hits, and if you find one that hits, you're going to cherish them. But when you have multiple prospects, multiple guys that are showing you that they can do something at the major league level, it betters the odd for the organization that one of them is going to hit. I'll throw it over to Grace to get her take, and then I'll swing it back over to my guy TC Stills. Go ahead, Grace.
Yeah,
and I
agree.
see Mazza's backstage as well. Mazza, I'll get to you in a second. I just want to have this real quick with me, Grace, Damien, and TC, and I'll bring you up. Go ahead, Grace.
Yeah, I agree. I think, excuse me, and Dane has been very vocal about how they have retooled the farm system and revamped the farm system. Hal, yesterday in his comments, when he was talking about the luxury tax, mentioned that they had diverted a lot of money into their farm system. They have created something that they are very proud of down there, and that they're going to continue leaning into that. And that's the future of baseball. We see that all around the league. Like Damian brought up with the Braves, we've seen that all around the league, leaning into the farm system and the young kids. They're faster. They play a different brand of baseball than the olden days. And the fact that Hal is willing to step out into a little bit of an unknown for the Yankees and leaning into that toward the future is a good thing, not a bad thing. It's a good thing. He's willing to try to figure out and continue to grow and to continue to push the Yankees into the future and not rest on the laurels. And he could easily say, we're the winningest franchise in all sports of all time. That's it. Buy my jersey. I don't care. He could easily say that. He's never done that, ever. You know what I mean? And I feel like Brian Cashman is an underrated part of that. I think that we would probably find out if we were behind these closed door meetings that Brian Cashman is the impetus that gets Hal to continue to spend money, even though he keeps saying we shouldn't have to spend $300 million to have a championship team. We shouldn't have to do da. But Brian Cashman is like, yo, we need this guy. Okay. So here's all my research on it. Here's all the video on it. Here's all the whatever. I want you to understand I need this guy on my team. I think that there's so much that happens behind those closed doors that obviously we're not privy to all that information, but I think it's a good thing. This is the way the baseball is moving. So, I mean, look at how he refused to trade Jasson Dominguez. How many times have teams come knocking on the door for Jasson Dominguez? And he said no. And he's not even in the major leagues yet. And this has been like 2 years they've been asking for him. And he's continued to be like, no. Because he believes in the future of this team. And I think that's a really, really good thing. It's like if we don't have high draft picks because we don't tank years like the Baltimore Orioles, we had to figure out a different way. We had to do it our own way. We're the New York Yankees, okay? We're never going to tank so that we can get so-and-so, So how are we going to continue to be successful? Hal went back to the drawing board with Brian, with all these other people that are in the Yankees front office. And they said, how can we continue to be championship year after year without all these high draft picks? Without, and they said, I don't know. It's like that scene in Apollo 13 where they pour all the stuff on the table and they're like, how can we make an oxygen filter out of this? That's what they had to do. And they did it, y'all. We're seeing the results now. We have so much depth in the farm system. It's ridiculous. We have more outfielders than we know what to do with. Go ahead, Damian.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. But not only that, but the way they did it was not through the draft itself, because obviously they're always in playoff contention. They did it through the IFA. They spent their money in the IFA. And that's why the Yankees are the #1 organization when it comes to international free agency. So they say, you know what? We can't do it in the normal draft. So we're going to go ahead and do it in the IFA. Yeah. And we're going to spend the money there. And we're going to give the best players all the bag. Like Jasson Dominguez, it's $5 million, which is the most, at this point, the most an international free agent has signed for. And just like they did, they already signed somebody, a kid 12 years old, Dane was talking about. They gave him a bag. He's 12 years old. Yeah. So that's where they made their money. That's where they went right when it comes to a draft.
And that's not our opinion. That's not Damian's opinion. That's not Grace. That's not TC's. That's Brian Cashman's contemporaries. That's other front office voting the New York Yankees as the best organization to use the IFA market. This is not us Yankee fans who are just capping for our organization. This is Brian Cashman and his counterparts that are voting him. Go ahead, TC. Keep cooking.
Well, I just look back at the early dynasty years. So like the early 90s, they had the blueprint. Okay. The blueprint was we have our core four, we have Jeter, Posada, we have Pettit, we have Rivera, and we're going to build around it. And we know where that took us, five out of 6 championships. So I think it's in the making right now. They see what what they're working with. Juan Soto is basically a prospect. He's 25 years old. I mean, you got to lock him up. and you got Aaron Judge, and you build around it. We have, like Damian and Grace, you said, we have a pool of very good prospects. These aren't just run-of-the-mill, your Clint Frazier's and your Anderhars. These are top 100 prospects. Dominguez, Spencer Jones, Beater, Warren. I mean, you can go on and on. We're even forgetting Volpe is already showing. Louis Hill, look at Hill, what he's doing. So we already have the makings of these championship type players. So they know what they got to do. And the Yankees are going to spend money regardless. They're not going to throw all this money. Oh, we can't spend any money, and we're going to run it like a small market team. No, they're gonna spend their money. But in order to get these high guys like Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, you got to cut back here and there. So that's why all these young kids are coming up. You got to penny pinch as far as you can with the young kids. But they're going to have their superstars mixed in with the young kids, and that's a recipe for championships. I mean, we saw it in the 90s.
Yeah, and I just want to say this real quick, right? I don't get joy in rooting for my team to fail. Right, I don't get joy rooting for people to get fired. That doesn't bring me joy. If they fail, they fail. I'm gonna call them out and I'm gonna hold their feet to the fire. But until then, y'all can call me Mr. Company Man. I wear that title loud and proud. I don't care. I'll be screaming from the bleachers and Brian Cashman, I trust, if I have to. Right? When you look at it right now, and Double A put it in the chat, he said Cashman is a bum. No GM that has won nothing in 15 years have their job. He traded and signed. He signs injured players dating back to Ellsbury. How much money on players Cashman traded for? I get it. But then you're forgetting the fact that he put together the 2009 championship team. Then again, you're forgetting the fact that he was a part of the team in the late 90s, the 2000s. Yes, he probably took over in 1998, but he made some moves in 1999. He made some moves in 2000. The first move he made as a GM for the Yankees was trading for Roger Clemens. I mean, that's a great move as a first-time GM. So when you look at other GMs in Major League Baseball, Andrew Freeman, right, who's the president for the Dodgers, how long was he the president for the Tampa Bay Rays? And they never won a championship. But he's regarded as the number one GM and the number one baseball mind in all of Major League Baseball. So if we're setting the metric as, when's the last time he won? With that logic, Andrew Freeman, he's a horrible GM because he's been doing it for how many years and he's never won a championship.
And let's not forget, he brought in Soto.
What Cashman has done, though, and this is something that us fans, we forget, this is a business at the end of the day. Exactly. If Brian Cashman is the general manager, what has been the one thing that Brian Cashman has been a part of? Making money and making a shit ton of money and making money hand over fist. So if we're looking at it from a business part of it, then yeah, Brian Cashman has done his job when it comes to making the organization money.
Not only that, but
he's not perfect. He has his flaws. Absolutely. Jacoby Ellsbury, you'll never see me defend that signing. But look what happened. Robinson Cano wanted an extra $7,500 million. The Yankees said no. What did Cano do? He signed a massive contract with Seattle, and he got popped for steroids a few years later. How did that contract wind up working for the Mariners? If the Yankees would have did that contract with Robinson Cano, how would you guys feel about Brian Cashman and how much you call him an idiot? I'd rather live with the Jacoby Ellsbury debacle than Robinson Cano popping and testing positive for steroids. Go ahead, Damien.
Speaking of Cano, you think Cano's not telling Soto? Soto obviously looks up to Cano. You think Cano's not telling Soto, do you regret leaving New York? Absolutely. His career was never the same. And, when it comes to saving money as well, listen, you got Luis Hill, right? Would anybody love to give Luis Hill a Luis Severino contract or give Corbin Burns $300 million? I'd rather give Luis Hill that Severino contract. So that's what I'm talking about. The Yankees are gonna start learning from their mistakes, and they've made a ton. And bringing in Soto was the first step of correcting these things. And listen, I promise you, they're learning from their ways, and you see it happening slowly but surely. Player development is getting a lot better. They've dumped a ton of money into it. So the Yankees have learned. I think Cashman has learned. And you see it just by the offseason this season.
Yeah, that's why they didn't bring in Blake Snell.
This is the thing. When you look at it, yes, I will never defend Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, no.
Look at the options. How has Carlos Correa worked out for the Minnesota Twins? Has Carlos Correa been the same all-star he was with the Houston Astros? Carlos Correa He signed 2 contracts with the Giants and with the Mets, and both got voted because of his health. So yeah, I can live with Josh Donaldson and the 1.5 years that he was with the Yankees over Carlos Correa and that horrible ass contract. I can definitely live with that. You gonna tell me that you would rather have Carlos Correa or Anthony Rendon over Josh Donaldson? Rendon and his horrible contract over Josh Donaldson? So you got to look at yes, we can highlight the horrible moves. Absolutely. IKF was a shitty move. I get that. I get Josh Donaldson was a shitty move. Look at the other moves that were in that he could have made that he didn't. Grace, I'll throw it over to you. Go ahead. And
I'm mad at you.
Stick Michaels, he wasn't with the organization in 2009 either, AA.
No.
I think he died also. Go ahead, Grace.
I'm mad at you, Hector, for making me thankful for Josh Donaldson for 1 second. For 1 second of my life. I can't believe I'm just mad now.
No, but seriously, it's hard.
No, I agree. I agree. No,
ahead,
you're making total sense. And but yeah, I mean, it's hard because us as fans, we like to measure things by championships, right? Championships are nothing, right? That's the Yankee way. But unfortunately, that's not how business is run, and that's not how you create a winning franchise every year in and out. Brian Cashman has never had a losing season. So how can you say that he sucks? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand he can claim 2009-ish, but why are you going to throw out the baby with the bathwater? All the other years that he's been here, his team has never been below 500, never had a losing season, only missed the playoffs twice, 3 times in the entire time he's been here. And the Yankees continue to make more and more and more and more money. That is called success. Like, whether or not we won another championship, of course we do. Of course we regret 2017 and we regret, you know what I mean? Like, of course. I get it. I'm a diehard Yankees fan. I won a championship too. Do I get mad at Cashman? Of course. I love the Yankees. I'm a fan. But at the end of the day, he has a job to do, and he executes his job at an elite level. And that's just a fact. That's not even up for debate. I mean, it's just a fact that he has done that, you know? So
hold on. Well, not anyone, because the New York Mets are under 500 with a $300 million payroll, AA. The New York Mets are dog shit right now, AA. Shout out to my guy, AA. Frederick in the chat says G Michael passed away in 2017, but I think in 2009 it was like 10 years that he was removed from being a part of the organization.
He wasn't part of the team.
Shout out to. I want to shout out to some chats as well. My guy D-Rod in the building. Shout out to D-Rod and Mark T. Maker right here. With all the hate you want to give to Brian Cashman, with all of his errors, he is still a top 5 GM. He is still a top 5 GM, whether you like him, whether you hate him, regardless of your relationship with Brian Cashman, he is still a top 5 GM. Yes. Am I switching my tone a little bit because the New York Yankees were number 1 in our division and we have the second best record in all of Major League Baseball? Absolutely. I am sipping on that Brian Cashman tea. I am making the t-shirts that says I heart Brian Cashman. You guarantee that, because I'm happy we have Juan Soto. I'm happy that we have Matt Blake. TC, I'll throw it over to you, and then we're going to switch topics. I'm going to bring up Mazza real quick because I know Mazza got a dip. My foot. Just hold on, TC. I'm going to bring up Mazza. Go ahead, Mikey, for it. Mazza. My fault, Mazza.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to point out a couple of things. Hector, to your point about and Grace, to your point and everyone's point, how is Hal cheap? He wouldn't have given up 5 guys that could have potentially helped us down the line to get Juan Soto if he wasn't serious about winning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's number 1. Number 2, Hal is not known to negotiate or try to get contract extensions done before the offseason. That's not Hal's style. We've never known him to do that. But the fact that he's coming out and saying, I am willing to negotiate with Juan Soto on a contract extension before season's end should also be another sign that he's willing to spend the money.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Brian Cashman, like Grace said, has not had a losing season in 30-some years. What other GM can say that?
None.
I don't care that he hasn't won a championship in 14 years. The man has not had a losing season since 1992.
Say it again.
He has not had a losing season since 1992.
Say it again, baby. Say it again,
What
Mazza.
GM in any sport can you say has not had a losing season in 30-some years? Because I can't name
We're
one.
going to church. We're going to church, y'all.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. That's we in church. We in a
Brian
Sherman right
Cashman is
now.
also the
Mikey
longest
Mouse is
tenured.
But we
speaking
want
to the
more than winning
congregation.
seasons. We want championships.
Yeah. Brian Cashman is also the longest tenured GM. He has not lost his job for a reason because he is making them greenbacks, bringing in that money.
Yeah.
So that's something to think on before we
Yeah.
start giving him hate because he's
Yeah.
obviously doing something right to keep his job.
Facts. Mazza,
It's all
brother.
money.
Appreciate you, Mazza. Can't wait for you to be back on the East Coast, bro, so we can catch some Baltimore games together, brother.
Dude, I'm going to be in VA Beach because the
All right.
military's putting me there. So if I get to an Orioles game, I already spoke to Jasson. If it's feasible, if I got the time to do it, if you want to come down to Baltimore,
We'll hook up, all right?
we'll hook up.
Mazza, love you, bro. You be safe.
You
And
too.
I'll throw it back over to TC because he making some points about us we want championships. Go ahead, TC. Speak your piece.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't. It isn't about just winning seasons. I mean, we want championships, and that's all the Yankees want. I mean, fans are begging for it since 2009. It's been too long, and it's just they're way overdue. And Double A wants me to come on here and speak some sense into you guys about Cashman. He's a bum, and yeah, when we're losing, yes, he's a bum. But when we're winning, now all of a sudden he's making these great moves. So that's how we are. But
Facts.
But yeah, he has. I mean, look at the bullpen. The bullpen guys he finds diamonds in the rough. I don't know. They just they go from nothing to something. You could attribute that to Matt Blake, but maybe Cashman has something to do with that. But these other big guys that he's been getting of late, the big trades, the big acquisitions, not so hot on his resume. But let's just look at right now what's happening. Let's focus on keeping Juan Soto. The young kids that we have now they just look great. I mean, there's just so much promise in the minors, and that's the blueprint. Is to surround Judge and Soto with some of these young, talented. I mean, talented. We saw last year there was no talent on this team. There was a bunch of bums, a bunch of DFA guys. Yeah. There's so much talent coming through this team right now. It just gives you so much hope.
I'm just saying,
and you can dream big and dream big.
Got to put some respect on Willie Calhoun's name, bro. The way you talking about Willie Calhoun, I feel so. When you talk about Jake Bowers, I'm feeling some type of way. Billy McKinney, IKF, Josh Donaldson, Kyle
it's crazy. Willie Calhoun's actually having a good season.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
They're not legitimate ball players. Sorry. Not my
He's in over 300.
No, shout out to Willie.
Those aren't Yankee players. Those aren't Yankee type players. Sorry.
No, they're not.
Y'all, do y'all ever play Immaculate Grid? Did anybody in here ever play Immaculate Grid?
Yeah,
baseball? Okay. Go ahead.
I just to let you know, right? Next Friday, we're debuting a new show called the Yankees Freestyle Fridays that we'll be debuting on Fridays at 4 p.m. and we will be doing some Immaculate Grid, right?
Oh, really?
So I throw this out to my people. Grace, if you're free at that time, please come with me. Damien, if you're free at that time, please. And TC, if you're free at that time. Whoever wants to come and chop it up with me, it's Friday at 4 p.m. just because we have the pop-off running around from 2 o'clock to 3:30. So the Yankees Freestyle Fridays will be this Friday next Friday at 4 p.m. the debut episode. Sorry, Grace, you just got me excited because we're going to be doing Immaculate Grids. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff over there. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. All I was gonna say was I play Immaculate Grid every day. I love it. I do it when I have my coffee in the morning. And I love using Willie Calhoun for anything because it's like 0.08%. I'm like, yeah, I try to get the lowest score that I can get, like the most rare answers I can give. If there's ever an opportunity for me to use Willie Calhoun, I'd be using Willie Calhoun all the time on Immaculate Grid. Okay, Hector. You kind of stepped on my joke. It's fine. It's fine.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize, Grace. I'm so sorry. Double A says Mickey Mouse could be over 500 with that payroll. First of all, Double A, Mickey Mouse and Kingdom Hearts, one of the best characters of all time. I take offense to your comment right there, but thank you for the 199 super chat. Appreciate you for always being in the chat. Appreciate you for having a good sense of humor. Also, I love
flip side of that, you know, you had the Mets last season who had a payroll the highest in baseball. We all see where they landed.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Listen, payrolls don't mean anything in this league, and the Mets proved that. A lot of teams have proved that.
The Padres had the top payroll for how many years? And what they do, they wind up trying to get a loan and trading off players because they can't afford to keep them. But D-Rod put this here in the chat. Fans 3 weeks ago were complaining about Volpe being in the leadoff. Now you don't hear a damn thing about it after the 14-game hitting streak. It's ridiculous how fickle fans are. Absolutely, because I say it on the show a bunch of times. We live in New York City sports, especially. We look through a lens that is a what have you done for me lately type of lens, right? Yeah. And it's perfect to segue into the next conversation because with Anthony Volpe now on a 14-game hitting streak or having a 14-game hitting streak in the leadoff spot, DJ LeMahieu is coming back. Aaron Boone expects DJ LeMahieu to return for the Angels series, which starts next week, Tuesday. As previously reported, LeMahieu will be the everyday third baseman. So now I want to start off this conversation. When DJ comes back, TC, lead us off. Where do you put him in the lineup? Do you move Anthony Volpe out that leadoff spot? Do you put him back at the 6th, 7th, 8th spot and have DJ LeMahieu be that leadoff hitter? Where do you want to go? And then throw it over to Damian and then Grace. Go ahead, TC.
I'll tell you what. Going back to last year on the show, I screamed bloody murder about Anthony Volpe being the leadoff hitter. And this is where they put him. See that they're back. He's at leadoff, and that's where he's going to be. Okay, you don't move the guy. You know what? Guess who's batting second? Juan Soto. Anthony Volpe is seeing the best pitches available right now. That's why he's on a hot streak. He's got the hitting streak. You can't move Anthony Volpe. He's the perfect guy in front of Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. Point blank period. Sorry. DJ LeMahieu, you are not back to leadoff. So where I'm putting LeMahieu is probably where I have Gleyber Torres, 6th, 7th hitter in the lineup. I don't know what they're going to do with Gleyber, if they're going to keep him there. In my opinion, I'm putting DJ at second, and I'm not moving Cabrera or Birdie off at third. But Yankees, Aaron Boone wants to put DJ at third, so I guess that means Cabrera is going to be riding the bench. So I say DJ batting 6th, then maybe Gleyber 7th. That's where I see it.
We got over 150 people watching us collectively on all platforms. If you're on the Elon Musk machine, formerly known as Twitter, click the link in the bio, jump on over to YouTube, and as well on Instagram. Go ahead, Damian.
I'm leaving Volpe at leadoff, and I'm putting DJ at 6. I'm moving Gleyber down to 7th. DJ needs to be in a run-producing situation. When we had last season, we had to switch DJ into the cleanup hole, the 5th hole. DJ was producing. DJ was that RBI guy, and I think DJ can continue to be that RBI guy, especially at the bottom of that lineup. Now, that's going to also fortify our weakest spot in this entire team, which is our bench. Our bench is weak. We all know that. Besides John Birdie, we have Jahmai Jones, and we have a bunch of nobodies. So we had Grisham, and we had the other kid that we had the DFA. So now you're going to put Cabrera on the bench. So you got Cabrera, you have Birdie on the bench. Maybe they keep Jahmai. I'm not sure. But now you fortify your bench by bringing DJ LeMahieu back in the fold. Now, as far as second, Gleyber lately has been playing well. We can't take it away from him. If you look at his last 7-8 games, he's hitting over 300. He's hitting obviously that big 3-run home run the other night. So Gleyber is playing offensively well. Defensively, obviously still a huge question mark. But man, you'd have to really think about putting DJ at second. But I don't think the Yankees are.
Yeah. Oh, Damian, I think you may have gotten a call or something. It's frozen. Keep talking. Nah, refresh and rejoin. Yeah, just come right back. We got a super chat from my guy, Mr. Rod Thompson, with the $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you, Rod. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on over here. He says DJ won't be able to score on a Juan Soto single. Leave Volpe. He's made the adjustments. Absolutely. My guy Rod Thompson says DJ LeMahieu is out on Orchard Beach running up the sand with Timberlands on. He can't make it up and down the block. Absolutely. I agree with you, Rod. Listen, I'm gonna give my take when it comes to DJ and where you want to put him. It's tough because Volpe has made the adjustments, right? I want to say for Volpe's sake, you just leave him in that leadoff spot. Just leave him in that. If Volpe wasn't in that leadoff spot and you kept Glaber in there, then yeah, have DJ be the leadoff hitter and let Volpe operate in the 6th, 7th, 8th hole. But since you've made Anthony Volpe the leadoff hitter and he's made the right adjustments ever since, he's on a 15-game hitting streak right now.
Yeah.
Like last year, nobody ever thought he would have a 15-game hitting streak. Leave him where he's at. Let him operate up there. Would I like Volpe to get more stolen bases? Yeah, but I understand where he's at in the lineup and who's hitting behind him. And the best bet for the New York Yankees is to have Volpe on base when Soto hits a home run or when Judge hits a home run. Go ahead, Grace. I'll throw it over to you to give your take in. What do you think La Máquina should be?
Yeah, I really don't want to switch leadoff again, especially since, Volpe's on a 15-game hitting streak. And like you said, he's made the adjustments and he's becoming such an asset at the top of the lineup, learning his role, doing that, what was that chopper that he hit last night just to get on base, running it. Exactly. And he's really, really leaning into just, I got to get on base no matter what. He's not swinging for the fences as much as he was when he first went up to the leadoff spot. And I really think that DJ is a valuable piece to put somewhere else. The top of the lineup is working right now. Don't mess with it, please. Please don't mess with it. I could see him going into the 6 or 7 spot, but I could also see him going into the 9 just to set the table even more. But I think I would prefer probably 6 or 7 right around in there. I can't wait for him to come back to give us some more options at second base with Birdie or Cabrera or, somebody else covering that just to get Gleyber Torres head clear. I don't know. Maybe I don't even know. Y'all don't get me started on Gleyber Torres, but yes. But yes, I'm happy that DJ is coming back. Everybody who is hating on DJ is out. He had a great second half of the season last year. I at least give him a chance. He's experienced. He's a veteran. He's a level head. He's a great teammate.
Former batting champ.
Exactly. Yeah. He works the count. He sees lots of pitches. He's still
he's a professional hitter. Let him operate in that 7th, 8th hole. And depending on if DJ LeMahieu comes out the gate on fire and he's hitting, you could just move Gleyber Torres down and you could move DJ LeMahieu up. But even with that conversation, ever since the game when Gleyber Torres had a home run in Tampa, you guys remember down there he had that home run and everybody on Twitter was like, hopefully he turns it around. In his last 10 games, I'm looking at it right now, Gleyber Torres is a 290 hitter in his last 10 games. He has 2 home runs in his last 10 games. Yes, his fielding is not ideal. I'll get it, Grace. His fielding sucks. I get it. But he is starting to come around with the bat. So this is a great problem for us to have with DJ LeMahieu coming back. And where are we going to fit our pieces? So I think this is a great conversation to have. This is a great way to move it. Shout out to the chat. My friend Erica Garcia is in the building. Black Check Soto ASAP. Shout out to you. Of course, my friend Aaron Rodgers is in the building. Not the football player Aaron Rodgers. My guy from Yankees Twitter, Aaron Rodgers. AR, how you doing? He says, I'll be in the building Friday versus the Padres and Tuesday versus the Angels. AR, you have yourself a good time out there.
Giancarlo Stanton's #1 fan.
Exactly. It's the West Coast. It's not the best coast, but it's still the West Coast. Shout out to you. Go ahead, TC. I think you had something to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, Hector, AA brings up a good point. If you want to bring up his chat about Volpe, what we've noticed is we're not hitting a lot of solo home runs anymore because of Volpe. Soto's, he's on base for Soto. He's on base for Judge. So
right.
Oh yeah.
Couple 2-run homers. That's huge right there. That
also having Volpe in the leadoff spot. That helps us with not hitting into so many double plays. For the first month of the season. The Yankees hit about into 40 double plays. Do you know what was the correlation of that? Volpe not being in the leadoff spot. Ever since Volpe has been in the leadoff spot, the Yankees have only hit into 12 double plays. You guys don't think that has a correlation to it? How many times was Gleyber Torres on first and there was a double play hit? How many times did Gleyber Torres hit into a double play when Trevino or somebody in the bottom of the lineup was on? So
how many times?
Or this correlates with each other. Go ahead. Go ahead.
How
Chris,
many?
Go ahead.
How many times did Gleyber Torres run the bases like a freaking 8-year-old at his mama's coach a little league team? Okay, and I also want to say something else. In Texas, we say even a blind hog finds an acorn every once in a while, and that's what I thought. As soon as Gleyber Torres hit that home run, I'm like, well, good for you. You and the blind hog gonna find an acorn every once in a while. That's fine. Now you can really hear my accent coming out. Y'all done pissed me off.
Oh no, you good. I don't even know what a hog looks like. Grace, so you good right there. Before we throw it over to the open panel, because the Yankees, they do have a game today at 12:35. There was a game yesterday, so let's go over the lineup. This is my favorite part of the show. I'll kick it over to TC so he can read the lineup. Let's go. Let's do it. Go ahead, TC.
All right. Yeah, this is a good lineup yesterday. All right. Well, we had Anthony Volpe, our superstar shortstop, 2 for 3 yesterday, 2 runs scored. He had a walk. He's batted .275. Man, hats off to him with that average. Juan Soto, what can you say? He's MVP, 2 hits, both home runs, 3 RBIs. He had a strikeout, .313. Enough said, MVP. Aaron Judge, he was 1 for 3, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Also had a home run, had a walk, had a strikeout. He's batting .268. I mean, Judge, Soto, that's the new Bash brothers. Alex Verdugo is 1 for 4, also a 2-run homer. He's batting .254, clutch. Big G, 0 for 4. That's okay. He's still .244. No problem there. Anthony Rizzo, 1 for 4. He's still .257, not bad. Gleyber Torres, 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Time for him to hit the bench when DJ comes back. Austin Wells, 0 for 3, 1 strikeout, 198. I don't know about him. I thought he had. I don't know. I thought he was better, but he's starting to piss me off. And Cabrera 0 for 2. He had a walk, 245. He's still hanging in there. We'll see what happens when DJ comes back.
I just want to point out that was the most serious, sarcastic red that I ever saw somebody reading off of a lineup. He was so yeah, going down the lineup. This bastard sucks. He fucking sucks. And then this person's good. They're doing all right, but I don't know about him. This fucking guy, send him back down. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Let's
get him out of here.
Let's go to the pitching side of things. Shout out to TC. Nestor Cortez was pitching. 3 and 4 in the season. Nasty Nestor pitched 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Tommy Kahnle, the return of Tommy Kahnle, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no strikeouts, 0 across the boards. And then we have Michael Tonkin. I don't have a picture of Michael Tonkin because there's no pictures of him in a Yankees uniform. So that's why he's not on the screen. He doesn't need to be because he probably be DFA'd after the day game today. Luke Weaver, shout out to Luke Weaver. He gave up a run. So Luke Weaver shows you that he's not 100% perfect, God forbid. But Luke Weaver, an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. That 1 hit was a bomb, a 3-run home run. He inherited the runners. Shout out to the bullpen. The bullpen's solid. The starting rotation has been solid as well. When you look at it, Garrett Cole, he's pitching to live batters and stuff. Listen, on May 23rd, New York Yankees starting staff, we are top 5 in ERA. This is a blessing, right? Look at all the again, AA may not want to hear it. AA may be punching the air after I say this, but in Brian Cashman, I trust, TC. Do you know why? What is Jordan Montgomery doing right now? Dog shit. What is Blake Snell doing right now? Dog shit, right? The one pitcher that all of us Yankee fans, we said we don't want Imanaga with Chicago. He looks like he looks like the next best thing. He looks like what Yamamoto was supposed to be. Shout out to the Chicago Cubs and whatever scout who saw that and say, yeah, I want to sign this person. I'm going to bring somebody up from the open panel. We're going to kick it around. We're going to do one person at a time. I got my guy Chris from Yankees Pod. Damian, I know around this time you always got to dip off. So you just let me know when you're good, brother. And when
I'm probably going to check out now. But much love, Chris. I see you in the backstage probably. Love everybody. TC, Hector, we'll see you. Well, we don't got a pregame today because the game is about half an hour.
Yeah, we'll do a postgame, though. We'll do
absolutely.
A postgame on
no
Twitter.
doubt about it. Everybody have a great day, chat. Have a great one. Y'all take care.
Be safe.
Nice. That's my guy, Damian Serrano. The fly guy, Damian Serrano. All right, so we're going to switch up. We're going to switch up the layout real quick. So I'm going to bring up my guy, Chris from Yankees Pod. My guy, Chris. Then I'm going to bring up my friend, Erica. Javier Velez is down there for the first time. Javier's going to come on the open panel. And then we got our favorite Yankee fan, Sue Neal, a.k.a. I am a Dallas Mavericks fan, and I'm coming to rub it in the face of every Knicks fan in the world. Fuck you, Sunil. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, man.
Because the first thing Sunil did after the Mavericks run, he messaged all of our group chats the same thing. The Mavericks run, fuck Minnesota. And I'm like, bro, I'm in like 6-8 different group chats with you. I don't need to see that same message 8 different times. Go ahead, Chris.
Wow.
Well, first off, I thought I was on a Yankees panel, but this might be sexiest people in America. So shout out to you guys.
Sir. Shout out to you, baby. You made it better.
From,
you made it better by joining us. Chris, fuck you talk about. Go ahead, bro.
I do apologize from going from Damien's Maybach to a Honda Pilot over here, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, what's up, people? What's up? Early game today. Back to the win column again. Yesterday, you know, a little slump, a little 2-game losing streak. You know, something that Clay Holmes doesn't do much, but he gave up some runs there, some bloop hits, and you know, I know a lot of Yankees Universal was freaking out over Clay, but you know, you should be allowed to have some slumps. Soto had a slump this season. Obviously, Judge started off cold, Glaber as well. It's throughout baseball. Everybody has slumps, and I was kind of saying this the other day. Like, if Clay goes through a struggle where he has 2 to 3 of these games, he's allowed, bro. He's one of the best closers, if not the best closer in baseball. So at the end of the day, it's gonna happen. But glad we got to the winning column yesterday. We didn't have to use them. Soto is just Soto deserves $600 million at 8% of Yankee stake. You know, let's keep this man here forever.
Yes.
But yeah, overall, I mean, Judge seems like he's just not stopping at this point. Shout out to Judge as well, because it's not just the hits and the home runs. It's just overall, you know, just overall defense, offense. Like, Judge seems like he's hit his stride, and I don't think he starts to
we forget about his defense.
Yeah,
I just want to bring up something. Double A in the chat asked, what's with the permanent hoodie? This is one thing I got to tell you, Double A. When it comes to my friend Chris, right? Chris, he's the reversal of the postman, because the postal service during rain, sleet, or snow, Chris don't care what the season is. He's gonna wear his permanent hoodie no matter what. Point blank. Period. Go ahead, Chris. Keep cooking.
So yes, Double A, it is freezer work, and the funny thing is, I leave here and I wear it to Target. I don't know. I'm a weirdo that.
No, you're not. You're good. You're good. Listen, that's how you get people not talking to you when you're out in public.
Yeah,
100%. Exactly. Leave me alone. I just did 12 hours. I'm in Target getting milk and diapers. Don't talk to me, please. But no, yeah, Luis Hill today is going to shut this Seattle Mariners team down. He's going to continue his case, not only for what we do with him in the future and the rest of part of the season, but for that AL All-Star game.
Bingo.
He's really, this kid is really something, and I think he continues to really make his case again. He's going to put us in a tough position for what we do for him for the rest of the season, and you know, how we use him, whether it's spot starts, you know, less innings, you know, going to the postseason is going to be real tough with his case. But yeah, I think Hill shoves today again, man. The kid doesn't seem like he's slowing down right now.
Chris, my brother, before I let you go, first of all, fire take like always. Let me get some betting props. What do you got on the? We normally do this on Yankees Twitter. We ain't on Yankees Twitter right now because the game's in 35 minutes. What's some betting props real quick? And like always, if you guys are out there, if you guys going to put some money in any of these betting sites, bet with your brain. Be smart. Don't be a dum-dum, okay? Don't bet the rent. Don't bet the mortgage. Don't bet your cell phone bill next month, all right? It's not smart. Go ahead, Chris. Let's get some props.
And another, don't bet on the Dodgers. I texted Hector late last night.
Yeah, I did that last night. I fucked up. Yeah, they lost me money. Fuck the Dodgers.
Yeah. No, I'm probably gonna keep it simple again today. I haven't looked at I'm actually about to do it in about 5 minutes from
First
now.
of all, you hit yesterday. You said Judge for 2 bases. You said Soto for 2 bases. You said Verdugo for 2 bases. And you said Yankees. You hit yesterday. So just for people know, my man Chris, over the past 2 days, we want to know, baby. We perfect.
I love it. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna stay away from the home runs. Well, let me say this: I haven't looked at the numbers for the pitcher for Seattle. Who's pitching today?
Castillo.
Castillo. Luis
That's tough.
Castillo.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep it simple today, right? Most likely I'll do Verdugo for 2 bases.
There you go. Doogie, 2 bases.
My stretch for the home run, just because he's due, Rizzo. Not sure what his numbers are against Castillo. Actually, I'll shoot you a text, Hector, but I'll probably do Rizzo home run. I'm going to definitely do Luis Hill for 8 Ks.
All right, bet.
Maybe 7, depending where the negative is on that. But yeah, I'll probably go 8 Ks and Yankees to even up the series for Yankees money line.
Copy. Let's go, baby.
Simple.
Chris, appreciate you like always, guys. Make sure you guys go and follow my guy Chris Nieves over there on Twitter. He has Yankee pods from 12 to 1 with our friend Jimmy Randazzo, and he has his Yankee space from 1 to 2. Chris, since the post game, we're gonna do the post game 9th inning. If the Yankees are up in the top of the 9th, if the Yankees are losing, we'll start it in the bottom of the 9th. Make sure you tap into me and my guy Chris. Chris, appreciate you like always, baby.
Talk to you in a little bit. TC, Grace, and Heck. Everybody have a good one. Let's go Yankees.
Copy. So we're gonna get to everybody else down on the bottom. Grace, any betting tips? Like what are you looking for? Who do you think is gonna have a hit today? Bet Grace, who are you thinking?
Let me call Tawny real quick.
Grace Monroe is on fire. All right, Erica, let me get a thumbs up, Erica.
Oh, Tawny, no, because he's losing all that money, right? You don't want to.
Well, if you didn't know, one of his former teammates from it came out last night actually. His former teammate from the Los Angeles Angels, I'm forgetting this guy's name. He's being investigated by Major League Baseball for betting with the same illegal sports betting book that Ohtani was apparently. Go ahead,
David Fletcher.
Erica.
The name is David Fletcher. Yeah.
There you go. Go ahead, E.
What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing? I hopped on the stream
What's
late,
up,
so I don't know what
Erica?
you guys talked about. But all I know is that the Yankees are 34-17, and Baltimore is hitting a little bit of a skid. So we got a 3-game
Yeah, they got
lead
swept,
in the
huh?
East.
Swept.
Yeah, we doing good right now. Shout out to the Cardinals. It was a battle of the birds, but our birds, the Cardinals, they beat them. They beat the birds from Baltimore. Erica, we just tossing the shit around. We was talking about Soto, his contract negotiation with Hal and everything like that. So let me get your take on it because we haven't talked about it. How you feeling about this whole fiasco with Yankees universe?
I said in the chat, blank check. That's it. Like it. This guy has brought a dynamic to this team. I mean, it's not just him. We know it's Verdugo. We know it's Stroman. It's a bunch of guys. But he has fit this culture so perfectly, and he has been able to shift it in a way that I've really never seen before. I mean, the only person I could say maybe brought that fire before was Swisher, but obviously he was just like he wasn't as big of a name as Soto, obviously, you know what I'm saying? This guy's handling New York so well, and you can just tell he loves it. I mean, for him to come out and be like, and I don't think that anything's going to be negotiated during the season, but for him to even voice it and be like, yo, to me, it sounds like, yo, I want this, but they got to want it too, and they got to meet me halfway. Like, that's what that sounds like.
But he never did that when he was in San Diego. He never did that when he was in Washington, and that's what I think Yankee fans aren't like really putting into the conversation. He turned down 7 to 9 different contract extensions with the Nationals and with the Padres. He never said openly like, yeah, I want to sit down and talk. He's like, no, we'll wait. My agent is going to handle it. Now he's saying that, yeah, like Erica said, to her point, he's willing to sit down and talk. He's just throwing it out there to see if the Yankees are going to buy. I think both sides are playing it well. If you're Hal Steinbrenner, I think it would be foolish for you to come out and say, yeah, we're just going to give him whatever he wants. You're shooting yourself in the foot from negotiation. This is still business at the end of the day. You got to try to get the best deal for yourself. But Erica, when it comes to this game, when it comes to today's matchup, Luis Hill, Luis Castillo, what's your thoughts? How you feeling on that before we get to the next people?
Yo, I look at Luis Hill, and he's right now, I want to say our stopper, right? Like quote unquote our stopper. He's the guy that I'm most confident about because his stuff is just so nasty. Like, you know what you're gonna get with him. As long as he has his control under wraps, you know what you're gonna get from him. So I'm really happy that we're going into a game where we're trying to tie the series. I thought that the Yankees were gonna win the last three, but I'm very confident in Luis Gil today, and I think that he's gonna shove against that lineup because really that offense, they're not the best. So I don't think that they're gonna be able to pick up on his stuff. His stuff is nasty. Grace, my girl, keep the faith in Gleyber. I heard your little rant before. I said it before. Who knows? He might have a fire under his ass now that
I hope he does.
He's coming. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna turn it around all of a sudden. He's gonna make a lot of us eat our words. And I said it the last time. He's way more valuable to us than he is what we would get back in return for him, unless that he gets really hot before the deadline and they kind of leverage that. And they're like, look, this is what he could be. Like, let's get something that we might need. But again, the Yankees don't necessarily need anything. So it's crazy. Our 1 through 5 is so scary. I was talking to my cousin yesterday. He's like, if I was a pitcher and I just saw Judge and Soto the way that they've been batting now, he's like, I would just leave the mound. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, but Giancarlo's having a hell of a season too. He's like, yeah, I would just quit right there. And I'm like, yeah, dude, this
Erica,
lineup is crazy.
Did you see that clip of Rodon the other day in the post game? And he mentally went through the lineup batter by batter of the Yankees. Did you see that clip?
No.
If I had your number, I would text it to you because it's like what you were just saying. He was saying like, anyway, I don't want to go through the whole thing because it'll take too much time, and I know there's people waiting backstage, but go look it up. It's Rodon on his post game, and he like went through the lineup, and at the end, after he kind of went through the first 5, he goes, oh man, actually, I never thought about it till now. This lineup's really, I'm glad I'm on this team, and it's like what you were just saying. But girl, I know, like, I want Gleyber Torres to be great. Like, I know I bitch about him. I'm just saying, like, just because you hit 1 home run, you're not back. But keep trying, and if you turn the corner, I will be happy. Like, I want the Yankees to win at the end of the day. I'm hard on Gleyber because I know that he can do it, but he frustrates me to no end.
Mental.
You know?
Yeah.
But I hope he has turned the corner. I really do. I really, really do hope he has.
Hopefully these last 10 games, he's a 290 hitter in these last 10 games. He has 2 home runs.
Yeah, but what about the defense? But what about the defense?
Watch the errors.
100%. You're valid. Absolutely valid. It's the defense that worries us for sure. But offensively, in the 7th spot, and you're batting 290 in the last 10 games, that's kind of crazy. Like, a lot of teams want that. That's very, very valuable. So,
Erica, just want to ask you, and I want to ask everybody that's in the chat, July 3rd at Yankee Stadium is fireworks night. I'm going to be in the stadium. If anybody else is going to be in the stadium, please let me know. I'm trying to get a bunch of us from Yankees Twitter to meet up outside of Yankee Stadium. We're going to start off at the Bodega. We're going to start off by Billy's. We're going to start off by Twins Bars. We're going to have a good time. So if anybody can make it out there, July 3rd, firework nights at Yankee Stadium, mark it in your calendar. I'm trying to get as many people from Yankees Twitter so we can flood that shit, all right?
Yeah, I'll definitely put that in my calendar. I'll just buy a cheap ticket and chill with you guys. I don't know if you guys are in a specific spot or.
Oh no! I'm telling people I'm buying the cheapest ticket and just walking around the stadium. That's what I'm doing.
That's what I do all the time. So
exactly.
Yeah, I'm down.
And that's what I tell people. Like, yes, I get it. Going to Yankee Stadium is hard, right? But I grew up in the projects. My mother would give me $20 and tell me, go to Coney Island and have yourself a good time. So I know how to stretch 20 or 40 bucks. You can take yourself 20 or 40 bucks and have yourself a good time at Yankee Stadium. You may not buy some shit inside the stadium, but you can buy some stuff outside the stadium. Bring yourself a water bottle. You're now allowed to bring water bottles inside Yankee Stadium just because of heat advisories. They don't want you passing out. So if you want to put some non-water in there, maybe you could get it through Yankee Stadium and have yourself a good time.
I'll leave you with this. Opening day. Was it opening day? Or maybe it was last season. I forget. I saw 2 dudes walking in the line to get in, to go through the metal detectors, and he had a full bottle of Patron. And I'm like, yo, how are you going to get that into the stadium? He's like, there'll be a way. They were behind me, so I got in first. I saw them later in the game, and they're sipping on that bottle of Patron. I'm like, that's insane. So if there's a will, there's a way. I'll let you know that.
Facts. If you guys watch The Mandalorian, like they say, this is the way. Shout out to you, Erica. Appreciate you.
Let's go Yankees. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Let's go Yankees. And I apologize. I watched the Rangers yesterday and they lost, so I'll stop watching the Rangers.
Them.
I'm sorry, Erica.
Rangers in 6. No worries.
Later. That's my good friend Erica. Now I'm bringing up a first-time caller to the open panel, somebody who's always been in the chat. Good guy, Javier Velez. Javier, let me get a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready to rock out. Javier, my man, how you doing today, baby?
Yeah.
What up, Hector? What up, Grace? What up, TC?
What up, Javier?
As I said on NFE's channel, pay Soto his money. You know what I mean? Soto, he's an excellent player in right field, and he is doing amazingly defensively. Don't you agree, my guys?
Oh, 100%, Javier. 100%. He has been better defensively when you look at the metrics than any other season in his career. And it may benefit him playing in a short right field where he doesn't have that much ground to navigate and operate. So, Javier, you're spot on. Go ahead. Keep cooking.
Great arm, too. His arm.
I absolutely agree there. So here's the thing. With
Go ahead, baby.
The Yankees being a 12:30 p.m. start, I just hope that we get to Luis Castillo early because we have Luis Gil on the mound, and Luis Gil, he has been doing amazingly this season. I am also gonna give you my score prediction. So off I go. So if we get to Luis Castillo early, because I know it's going to be tough because of Castillo, but if we get to him early, I'm going to say it's going to be 3-2 Yankees. But if Castillo gets to us, we're still going to win this game 2-1. What do you think?
All right.
Javi. Right on, Javi. Who's your secret to hit a home run today? Who you picking to win a home run today? I hit a home run today, baby.
My secret is maybe Giancarlo Stanton or maybe Juan Soto.
Javi, appreciate you, baby. Like always, thank you for always being in the chat. Thank you for always supporting us, and thank you for being you and being your authentic self, Javi.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
Love the support.
Love you, brother. Love you, Javi. That's my guy, Javier Velez. All right, we got some people still backstage. So we got Caputo, Sunil, and then Jonathan. That's the order right there. Michael, let me get a thumbs up, Michael. My guy, Michael. Caputo. How you doing, gorgeous?
Hats off to you.
Hats off to you, Caputo. What's up, baby?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, baby. Come on. Let's know how you feel.
How you doing?
Juan Soto.
How you doing?
Anthony Volpe killing it as a leadoff hitter. Yeah. You wasn't believing in Volpe last year, Caputo. Have you ate your words yet, Caputo?
Yep. Yeah, I love Anthony Volpe. I was just a little worried when they took him in the lineup, but he's been terrific. What is it, a 15 game hitting streak right now? He's been unbelievable. And what do you say about Juan Soto? This guy is he's unbelievable. He's probably the best. I think he's the best hitter in baseball. All the hype
MVP. Definitely MVP. Definitely favorite for MVP.
He's took this team like from the depths of. He's made this team unbelievable. I think he completely changed the whole culture of this team. Him, Verdugo, and Stroman, and this is just going to only get better. It's going to be a great summer. I think this team's going to win 90, 95 games. I think they're going to win the division, and
easy.
I just can only imagine what this team's going to do at the trading deadline. I don't think we really need anything. But I think we need like a solid piece, like a lefty reliever, maybe an infielder. I don't know what they're going to do, but I think they do have to still add because you never could have enough, to be a World Series caliber team. So the Yankees are on their way, man. I just hope that they hit runners in scoring position in the postseason because that's been their Achilles heel. But this is a great team. I can't say enough.
Yeah, when you look at the standings in Major League Baseball, I'm pulling it up right now. Overall, you got to look at the teams that are at the bottom 10. And the bottom 10 are Chicago White Sox, Miami Marlins, Colorado Rockies, the Colorado Rockies, Oakland Athletics, Los Angeles Angels, Cincinnati Reds, New York Mets, Washington Nationals, Houston Astros, and then the Toronto Blue Jays. Those are the bottom 10 teams in order of Major League Baseball. I bring those teams up to say at the trade deadline, they're going to be out of it. Miami, they have a lefty reliever that we could trade for. Other teams, they have relievers that we could trade for, right? I know Cincinnati has some relievers. Maybe Edwin Diaz's brother. Maybe we could trade with Cincinnati for the other Diaz brother. So there's going to be options at the trade deadline, like Caputo said. Caputo, let's get your last take before I let you go. I want to bring up Jonathan and Sunil, and we got to go through the lineup because the game's going to start soon. Who's your surprise to hit a home run today? I'm going to bring up the lineup. Go ahead, Caputo.
I think it's going to be Soto again. I mean, he's been on fire. And I want to say how great Luis Gil's been. I forgot to mention that on the Twitter space. This guy's been unbelievable, and it's probably going to be Soto again. I mean, he's just I can't. I mean, Soto's unbelievable, man. Like
he truly is.
Hey, quick question for Michael. Michael, what do you think? What happens with DJ when he comes back? Where would you put him?
Great question.
Well, yeah, I think he is going to be the starting third baseman, like they said. The leadoff. The leadoff spot, I see. I'm confused with that. I don't know what they're going to do. You can't take Volpe out of the leadoff spot right now. That's
no.
I don't know what they just might leave him on the bench, I guess.
Do you think he gives Glaber some days off and bats seventh somewhere around there?
I think they're going to rotate with Torres.
I think so.
Caputo, tell these beautiful people at the end of July, we're going to be at Gino's. We're going to be at Caputo's favorite Italian restaurant in Long Island watching the Yankee game and eating some food. Caputo, let the people know what's it going to be. Let the people know, Caputo.
Yeah, Gino's. If you want to come to Gino's in Valley Stream, you're more than welcome. It's an Italian restaurant. Everybody's welcome from Twitter, from here. You want to come, I mean, it's a great Italian restaurant.
It's the go-to dish. What's the go-to?
What's your favorite go-to?
Well, my favorite dish?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's called rigatoni Florentine. It's like if you ever had rigatoni alla vodka, that's what it's basically like. But it's different.
Nice. Caputo, I love you, brother. Just know that you've been killing it on Yankees Twitter Spaces. You've been just killing it in general. I really love you, my guy. And again, appreciate meeting you on the internet a few years ago and our relationship, how it's grown and where we at right now. Love you, brother.
I love you, man. I'll see you on the space.
All right, brother. I'll see you. We're going to have a post-game space in the ninth inning when the Yankees are playing. If the Yankees are up, we're going to start it in the top. If the Yankees are losing, we'll start it in the bottom of the ninth. All right, Capoots?
All right, peace out.
Later, baby boy. That's my guy, Michael Caputo. Shout out to Michael Caputo also. Now we got
I love
Sunil.
When he's positive. I love a positive Caputo.
Gotta love a positive Caputo. Gotta love a positive Caputo. We got Sunil and Jonathan. It's 12:19, so we're gonna wrap things up. Sunil got all right. Your Mavericks run. What else you gonna say, Caputo? I mean, Sunil.
I was just gonna say thank you, Morning Brew Sports, for sending me on that trip to China, and thank you for sponsoring that ticket. It was epic.
You got it. I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. I have no.
Hey, you were the one that basically fictitiously said that I went on a tour around China, so I'm just giving it back to you.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Strike one, Sunil. If you're on Twitter, you guys know what that means. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
So, on behalf of Knicks Nation, last night I did throw up a couple of FU Reggies. Gotta. I just wish the Western Conference Finals weren't on TNT because I cannot stand Reggie Miller's face. Mm-hmm. But that's just a quick 30 seconds there. Back to Yankee topics.
Yeah,
go ahead, baby.
Hill. He's the unicorn out of AAA that we could have hoped for after the March 30th and mid-spring training devastating Garrett Cole news. Nobody saw this performance coming, and we have not one, but I think two pitchers who are around the same ERAs between Schmidt and Hill. Mm-hmm. Both God sent. How
carrying
else
the staff.
You want carrying the staff? Exactly. I mean, it's such a luxury to have. Now, as far as today's game goes, Castillo's a tough cookie. I got to echo some of the things that Javier Velez said, basically. It's going to be a very low-scoring game. The over-under, you go way under on this one because you're lucky that the Yankees probably could even touch Luis Castillo the way he's owned them so far since his days with the Reds. Volpe taking him out of the leadoff spot? No. That's probably the 8th guarantee on Damian Serrano's list that he's got going. Yeah, he's got depth. Yeah.
Go ahead, Suno. Go ahead.
He's got depth, taxes, Yankees winning series, Mr. Softy's ice cream, him rocking from his Maybach on the live streams, and Juan Soto signing with the Yankees. And then here's number 8. We got what I just said. Oh, by the way, and I got a good idea. Instead of signing Soto, why not let Soto buy the Yankees? I mean, with Hal saying what he's saying.
Hey, listen,
with all that financial stuff.
If I'm Hal, I'm trying to pull a Miami Heat and give him ownership the way they gave Pat Riley ownership. Sunil, lastly, before I let you go, what's your stat line? Because I know I was asking everybody for their hits and home runs. For Luis Hill, how many innings, how many strikeouts? What's your thoughts?
7.1 innings pitched, 4 hits, 10 Ks, 2 earned runs.
Back to back double-digit strikeouts performance for Luis Hill. So now, appreciate you, my guy.
Well, I said this about Luis Hill. Everybody was joking about him. Everybody was, dipping on him. Basically, he only had 14 Ks. Sent him back to AAA. Yeah, he deserves 20 the way he pitches.
Yeah, Luis Hill, I think he's a permanent fixture in the starting rotation. Sunil, appreciate you. I can't tell if that's a cashmere polo you're wearing or you're just sweating because you live in Texas. Later, Sunil, have a good one. It kind of looked like it was just sweat on his shirt. Jonathan, I'm going to bring up Jonathan, and we're going to get ready to wrap things up as I just continue to embarrass Grace. I apologize, Grace. Go ahead, Jonathan.
We had to bring Texas into it.
No, because it's hot. It's hot down there. It's 80 degrees, and I'm burning up in New York City. I can't handle the heat, Grace. I apologize. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Well, as far as Luis Hill, I think he's going to have another solid game. I'm guessing he goes 7 innings, giving up 2 runs and maybe 9 strikeouts.
All right. What's your take on DJ LeMahieu? Where you put in DJ? You moving Volpe out the leadoff spot? What you doing with that?
No, I might put him at first base and platoon him depending on how Rizzo is. But either first or possibly third base. But I'm not moving I'm not moving Volpe. I think he's good where he is right now.
Yeah.
And you don't want to. The last time you moved Volpe out of his comfort zone, he went on a large slump. So the way Volpe is now in the lineup, they should stick with that as long as he's hitting. Because you don't want to mess with his head.
100%. 100% agree.
Have you noticed, though? Have you noticed
TC.
this year, other than other years, with Aaron Boone in his lineup, how consistent it's been? Look at what's happening.
This year they have a lefty-righty matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Every lefty-righty.
Very consistent lineup.
They're not an all-righty or all-lefty lineup like they have been in the last couple of years.
Yeah. That's a perfect way, and I'm going to get to that after Jonathan gives his last take, because that was the last convo I wanted to have with you and Grace. Jonathan, I know you gave your stat line for Luis Hill, but Garrett Cole is making his way back. I've seen some folks on Yankees Twitter with their different takes. Should the Yankees go to a 6-man rotation, or who's being removed out of the rotation? Because before yesterday's start, I was saying Nestor Cortez. But when you look at Nestor Cortez's stats this season, he's only had 2 starts where he's giving up 4 runs or more. You remove those 2 starts, his ERA is right there with Luis Hill for the best ERA on the team.
Well,
Granted, I get it. You can't just remove 2 starts because it's there. It happened. But put aside those first 2 starts on the road, Nestor Cortez is money at Yankee Stadium. And I think what the Yankees should do when Garrett Cole comes back, if you want to have a 6-man rotation, if you want to move Nestor to the bullpen, if you're going to start Nestor, make sure you schedule him to start at Yankee Stadium and Yankee Stadium alone, because he pitches amazing inside the Bronx. In the Bronx, I mean. Go ahead, Jonathan, before I let you go.
I'm guessing as long as Nestor is pitching well, I'm guessing they go to a 6-man rotation. If not, they may go with like an opener style where you have an opener and then you have the sixth man come in the sixth inning. I don't know how exactly. I don't know. This is a question that is very hard to answer, and I haven't really thought about it. But
well, thank God I don't get paid to answer that question, Jonathan.
Well, if you got paid to answer it, there would be a lot of little things you probably couldn't talk about on the stream.
That's a fact. And I'll tell you one thing, I probably have more stress. I'm already bored as it is. I could just imagine me being more stressed. Imagine me with no facial hair. It's fucking crazy. I can't even imagine that myself. Jonathan, my guy, appreciate you, brother. See you on the Twitter Spaces, my guy. All right, that's my guy, Jonathan. And shout out to everybody who joined the open panel. Shout out to everybody who kicked it with us this morning. Shout out to our guy, Damian Serrano, who came in and who was killing it. The Yankees are starting in the next few minutes, so we're going to wrap things up. With that being said, I wanted to bring that last question up, so I'll kick it over to Grace first. Grace, you see the lineup. The only thing that's not consistent is the catchers flip-flopping. Besides Austin Wells and Jose Trevino playing musical chairs, this lineup has been consistent. Do you pinpoint that just to having better players? Like, what do you make of this, Grace?
Oh, Medina, hi. Sorry, I just saw Medina's in the chat. I think that Aaron Boone is managing the best that he's managed maybe in a few years this year. I think that he has better, no offense, players to choose from. He has also more diverse players to choose from. Like, last year we didn't have, I think we had 2 lefties or something. Obviously we have way more, and we have some switch hitters, and we have, all this more variety for him to tinker with. I think that you definitely have to give him credit for sticking with the lineup. It's working. And I think I don't know. Sorry, Medina distracted me. But
I'm sorry, Grace.
It's awesome. Left, right, let's go. Or right, left, let's go.
Yeah.
TC, let me get your take when it comes to the consistency. Something that's been absent since you and I have been talking Yankees baseball for these past 2 seasons. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, no, it's been much needed, the consistency. And like Grace said, we have legitimate players now. Legitimate everyday players like Juan Soto and Alex Verdugo. I mean, those guys are going to be in the lineup every day, and having the options with the left, right, that's huge as well. And, other than a couple little tweaks with Stanton, maybe 4th or 5th and 6th and the catchers, it's been very, very consistent. I just hope when DJ comes back, they don't start flip-flopping all these guys all over the lineup. I'd like to see him come and just bat 7th and, move Glaber down maybe 8th, and then you get your catcher. So, but it's been great to see, because they're just, last year we had platoon players. We had DFA guys. They got, a game here and a game there, and nobody had consistent at bats. Nobody could get in a groove. But this year it's much different. It's legitimate ball players. These guys, what can you say? Juan Soto, come on. What can you say about these guys? They just bring a different dynamic. And it's easy as a manager. With Joe Torre used to just pencil in Derek Jeter, Bernie Williams, everyday lineup. Aaron Boone has the same thing this year. I'm penciling Volpe. Here goes Soto. There's Judge. Everyday lineup is the same. How could you not? These guys are coming through. So it's just too easy to manage right now for Aaron Boone.
Yeah. Now, listen, hopefully this is a good omen. A year ago today, if you guys remember, the squirrel made his appearance in Yankee Stadium running across the wall. So hopefully that's a good omen today. We're starting at 12:35. Okay. The game's about to start. I just got the notification from the Yes app. Guys, make sure smack the like button, hit the subscribe button, interact with the emojis. Grace, I appreciate you. TC, I appreciate you. Hopefully Luis Hill, he can call on the spirits of the squirrel so the Yankees could get the win today and we split the series. But until next time, I'm Hector. That's my friend Grace Monroe, and that's my buddy Mr. TC Stills. And always drink some water, say something positive by yourself, and deuces. We love yous.